Hello, today I am at the Porter Ray Cemetery. It is located in St. Joe County, up north, just south of South Bend, and a little bit west of Elkhart. And today I wanted to talk about this one little girl. She is the first person to be buried at the cemetery. She was 9 years old. They always put in like so many days and so many months and stuff, but she died on September 13th, 1845. Her stone is legible, but it does need a little pick me up here a little bit. Needs to be set up a little bit. This is a private cemetery, and this cemetery, anybody could be buried here. It's still active, and like I said, she was buried in 1845. When I tried to find out what she died from, there was nothing I could find. And then it did state that through the years people have tried and they can't find anything. And at that time we didn't have death certificates. They just went to the county and recorded it, and it could be replaced with other papers, other things that could have got lost in the shuffle. It's hard to tell, but there is no way of finding out what she died from because she was only 9. And that usually makes me think of some kind of childhood disease. But when I was looking up about her family, her parents are both buried here, but I do not see their stones. Her mother does not have a stone, but I do not see her father's stone. But her parents are both buried here. And she had a brother that died in the Civil War. And he is buried in Mississippi in, what is it called here? The Mississippi River National Cemetery. And he died in another state. It was like Arkansas, and they ended up, after the Civil War, moving him to there. And he's in a national cemetery. She also had a sister that's buried in South Bend that only lived to 31. Her brother died from disease in the Civil War. So I don't know if possibly the family was susceptible to different diseases. I do not know, because I do not even know what her sister died from. I just know that she died at age 31. And I thought that was pretty young for an adult. But at that time in the 1800s, there were so many things that they had to contend with as far as medical and stuff. But this cemetery is located within the state park here at Potato Creek. And you can almost see the lake through the woods. And of course during the winter I'm sure you can see the lake over here. There are 789 memorials here. It's not a bad looking cemetery at all. In fact, it's kind of a nice looking cemetery. You can come and walk through it. You can, a lot of people like to do rubbings, or like to come in and see the old stones and stuff. There is a lot of that here. This cemetery actually did not even become a cemetery until 1853, I believe. 1854. Samuel Guard, he was a man that owned this land, and the little girl had been buried here, and there had been a few other people buried here as well by that time, and he donated this land. And the reason that it's called Porter Ray is because Porters owned one side and the Rays owned the other side, and there's a lot of Porter Rays buried here. If you look at their stones, you find a lot of them in the older stones. You find a lot of that last name. But again, this is one that's unique because it's located within a state park here in Indiana. This one is still active. It's non-denominational, and you just contact the person in charge of it, and they can help you with the burial. There's a lot of unique stones here. There's a lot of older stones. At one time there was 2 of these big pine trees. One was taken down. I believe it was old and died and was causing trouble. And this one here looks like it's kind of possibly seen some of its better days. It's getting shaggy looking too. But these trees are old. They are very old. But we were up here today, and this part of Indiana messing around, and I just thought I would stop here today and show you a unique cemetery and the fact that it's within a state park. We have at least one more, but I think there's a couple more that are located within the state park system. And like I said, this one is still active. There are still places to be buried, and there's still lots to be sold. And it's a beautiful place to be for eternity. You during the winter, you could see the lake. Just kind of a unique setting. Well, thank you for spending the afternoon with me. And if you like these videos, push like. Let me know that you liked them so I can keep on doing these. Thank you.